Hello and welcome to game number 2 of today. It is a virtus.pro taking on 3D Clan. It is StarLadder Star Series Season 5, Day 5. virtus.pro on the dire side, 3D Clan on the radiant side, who is, by the way, I believe, just officially changed their roster. We had, of course, yesterday or the day before, we saw 3D Clan playing with Serva as a stand-in. But it looks like right now he's actually their official member instead of Lolik, who was there before. But we're gonna first see for a second the scores of today, or these are the scores, and actually just updated. So these are the updated scores, although not put in the right order just yet, because Fnatic has got 6 points, so they should be on top of there with the rest of Empire and 3D Clan and DD. So as we see, 3D Clan are gonna go towards their 4th game. They have got 2 wins so far, so they're doing pretty okay for themselves. Empire and DD still unbeaten, and virtus.pro, the one that they're up against right now, they have played 2 games, so they can get even with on points with 3D Clan, or they can stick on 3 points, that is, with 1 game won and 1 game lost. So that is that. If you want to check out the real standings, as in the updated standings, you can go to StarLadder.tv and then click on League after you click on Dota 2. But let's see first if virtus.pro is going to continue their purple hero lineup, as they already picked up the Bane and the Darkseer. There is, of course, a Bane up against the Lifestealer, so that's good. We've seen that before. We've known that to work before. We've also known the Nyx Assassin and the Keeper of the Light to work before. Gyrocopter works. Phantom Lancer and Anti-Mage banned out by virtus.pro. I am interested to see that. And that made sure that Nyx Assassin and Keeper of Light made it through. With now Venomancer being banned out, it is the Wisp and the Bedred that got banned out by 3D Clan, a bit more conventional bans. Storm Spirit now banned out by virtus.pro. Interesting bans here, as it's, wow. Phantom Lancer and Anti-Mage being banned out first. I haven't really seen that yet lately. We've got a Magnus banned out still. We've still got a Silencer in the pool, but apparently nobody seems to care about that anymore. Or at least not these 2 teams, as we have been seeing him. But mostly on the side of Empire, I have to say. But yeah. Let's take a breath, because you know these teams have drafted very quickly. I actually gotta drink a sip of water.
Ten seconds
there we go.
Remaining.
Now we can continue up on the normal path without me rambling on about what's nice and what's not. Well, I have to say, I'm still gonna say that I like both. I think both lineups are quite nice. We've seen Darkseer offlane work before. We've seen Gyrocopter Bane work before, and of course, not just against the Lifestealer, but just with the Nightmare, followed up by the Rocket Barrage, so that's already very strong. We've seen Nyx Assassin, the Keeper of Light work before in trial lanes and in dual lanes as well. We've seen Lifestealer work before. Could be on dual lane, could be on trial lane, could be in the jungle or solo laning. We've all seen it before. Another hero with the big ultimate being banned up by 3D Clan, as they don't want to be facing that Brewmaster with the Nature's Prophet being banned up by virtus.pro still after the Panda. So that's a lot of global presence being banned up by virtus.pro, with Storm Spirit and the Storm Spirit with its Ball Lightning, of course, and a teleport. Now Pugna being banned out. Queen of Pain being picked up. But with Pugna banned out, you can kind of seem like virtus.pro is going to pick something up that would be nice to have a Pugna against. So maybe an Invoker or something else that relies very heavily on spamming out those spells. I personally wasn't expecting a Pugna in the lineup from 3D Clan. I mean, Queen of Pain picked up is way more solid. Queen of Pain, of course, that solid mid laner that we see time and time again doing Queen of Pain-y things.
10 seconds remaining.
And the only one really able to
5 seconds
or I have been told that the only hero really able to zone Queen of Pain out of the lane would be the Silencer one-on-one. So who knows? Maybe we're gonna get lucky with finally my first cast of a Silencer solo mid. Oh, please let it happen. I mean, we've seen Silencer as support roles mostly. We've also seen him on an aggressive tri-lane, him being farmer for Empire, I think it was. Puck gets picked up, and Tiny gets picked up as well. So that's going to be Keeper of Light Tiny combination. That is super strong. You have got, of course, Tiny, who has that Avalanche Toss combination, which is already very strong. But the thing about it is, it's not overpowered because you can't spam it out. You don't have the mana pool to do so. But with the Keeper of Light, you actually can. And there's an Undying pickup again, last pickup, this time on Virtus.pro. Of course, last game was Navi picking up Undying as the last pick. But this time it's going to be Virtus.pro, so looks like we're going to see a trial lane and two solo lanes for Virtus.pro. For 3D Clan, we're going to probably see just Queen of Pain mid, maybe trial lane bottom and a Lifestealer solo. Or trial lane, aggressive trial lane would be top. Yeah, aggressive trial lane
Prepare for battle.
would be my guess. But let's see who's playing what. We've got the Lifestealer played by Serva. I do believe it's Serva, so now officially in the lineup for 3D Clan we have Dread playing the Nyx Assassin, Sharvik on the Tiny, so might be going into the mid lane on the Tiny. Nexus is going to be playing the Queen of Pain, so might be going into carry role. Like, you know, hero wise I would say Queen of Pain mid and Tiny farming, but with these hit players that play them, we see Sharvik normally as a solo mid for 3D Clan, and we see Nexus normally as the farmer for 3D Clan. So that's that. And solo, by the way, Keeper of Light for him, as everybody is going top. Also, everybody of Virtus.pro. So let's see if they're gonna run into each other here. They do look very purple, and the one that isn't purple, they actually mask him to be purple with an iron shell. Oh yeah, and there comes Airman. He's also not purple.
30 seconds to battle.
Can they find something? Illuminate charging up, gonna hit. 3 heroes. Avalanche hits on 3 as well. KSI Trouble doesn't have a soul rip, only has a decay. Impale hits on 3. Rocket Barrage. Nightmare saves. KSI gets denied, and Bane himself gets the kill up on the Lifestealer. Now can he get more? Can he get more? NS looking for that initiation, looking for that one to pick up, as we see Tame My Wild. Trouble for him, pops himself, gets popped off again. Solo is gonna be dodged around, juked around. Here's gonna come help. Is it gonna be in time? Still jukes. Rocket Barrage, and he goes down, and it's Tame My Wild that stays alive. 2 for 1. With of course 1 being the deny going the way of Virtus.pro. So Virtus.pro getting ahead with 2 kills, no kills going the way of 3D Clan. So NS playing the Bane, already got a kill and an assist on his name. Airman a kill and an assist on his name as well, playing the Gyrocopter. KSI on the Undying, the one that got denied by his teammate. So we're trial lane on the top lane. We're gonna have Tame My Wild on the middle lane, most likely, as he's gonna be playing the Puck. And on the bottom lane it will be Santa on the Darkseer, who is gonna be a bit late towards the bottom lane. So that's something that 3D Clan is gonna get in return for that, because Virtus.pro, they take a bit longer to get to their lanes, and of course you're gonna have 3D Clan, the ones that died, get back up almost instantly, so we'll be back here very shortly. 2 sentry wards used to get that ward down. That's a bit of a shame, but that doesn't matter. But let's see the real combination that we have here. So trialing versus trialing. Gonna be solo with the Keeper of Light and a Nyx Assassin and a Lifestealer on the top lane versus the Rocket Barrage, the Undying, and the Bane. I say Rocket Barrage, but it's of course Airman. I should not be, you know, naming him by his spells. That's not nice. Like materializing the players in the way. But, or how do you say that? I don't know how to say that properly. Anyways, it's both. I think both tri lanes are pretty strong. We already seen the Rocket Barrage Nightmare combination in previous games, and then of course the Decay to go through as well. That's pretty strong. We have got the Impale that will make sure that the Illuminate from the Keeper of Light hits regardless, and you have a slow on top of that as well. So also pretty damn strong. So we're gonna see how it's gonna work out, because in theory it should be 3D Clan that's getting ahead. I mean, aggressive tri lane is nice as long as you're gonna be able to be aggressive. In the meantime, in the mid lane, we have got ourselves Tame My Wild versus Sharvik. Nice dodge on the toss there. Sharvik up on the Tiny. 10 for 3 for him, with Tame My Wild being on 6 for 1. So Tame My Wild slightly ahead, or sorry, slightly behind on the last hits. But one thing that has to be said is that he is the one that is actually gonna be. I did see that. That is gonna be having 2 assists already, so having some extra golden experience for that. It's Queen of Pain. Next is just chase down a Darkseer. Chase down the Queen of Pain. Darkseer changed down. Queen of Pain chased Darkseer. Wow, English, yes, did happen. Wait a second, Sharvik, what you doing there? Has got an empty bottle now, but full health, full mana. Wants to go for this. Orbit's gonna make sure you can't do anything though. And 2 obvious chase for that one. So just Santa just went down. That was the first kill going the way of 3D Clan. It is Nexus that was able to pick up the kill, chasing him down for it. And of course that's the thing that you can do. If you're gonna be having a Darkseer that's gonna creep skip you, which was happening, you can at some point try to harass him away, and of course it's gonna have the creeps helping out as well, just so you can go on him when he's fairly low. Nexus in the meantime 10 for 7, was forced to last hit on their tower, so out of regen already quite a bit. Santa 11 for 0, so it was fairly even now on the last hits, apart from of course that kill going the way of Nexus. Let's see. I'm sorry. I just got distracted a bit by the chat. Should not do that. Shame on me. Shame on me. Sharfik 16 for 4, 12 for 1 on Team Wild. So this is gonna be fairly even lane. And of course with Puck, and we've seen him mid before this week even, quite a bit actually. I have to say, more than I normally would have. But he's a hero that you're not gonna be able to kill off very easily because he has of course got that phase shift. And Tiny is one of those heroes that you can easily dodge the something from, because you hear the sound before the hit goes. So especially for a toss, you don't have to wait for like the animation. You have to pay attention. You just see the thing flying through the sky, and then you can still dodge it. For the avalanche, that's a bit different, but it's still gonna be not that hard to avoid that. So Tamer Wild should in theory be fine on that middle lane. Tiny on the other hand, I mean, he's okay as well, as long as he's gonna get levels, and that he is. So far he's good. The one thing that he doesn't have now, of course, is one thing that I said earlier would be great, is Keeper of Light mana battery standing behind him, because the mana battery is still on the top lane, where it is Serva who is 10 for 3 right now, with Airman 16 for 6, so ahead still on last hits. Still, of course, ahead in experience for those kills as well. 4 for level 3 right now, almost level 4 also for the Lifestealer, but yeah, the aggressive trial lane for 3D Clan is not really working out so far. As Illuminate is still trying to help clearing out the neutrals. Nice deny there. Of course, 3D Clan, they're gonna they need to have those kind of creeps. They need to have either neutrals or the last hits on the creep. Nice deny again. Ness can't really call it a deny. He picked it up himself. I mean, if it's one thing, it's one thing being able to shut down your opponent, which apparently they can't do. Wait, let me rephrase that. So if you're having an aggressive tri lane, there's a couple of things you want to do. You want to either shut down your opponent. They are not doing that. Wait a second. Tamer Wild is not going to kill that. So the other thing that you can do is kill your opponent. They're not doing that either. The other thing that you can do is make sure that the supports are not getting any experience. They're not doing that either. The other thing that you can do is turning this into a normal semi-tri lane, as in having your own jungle helping out so that your supports are getting some extra experience and not just having to share all the experience by the 3 of them, which is something that they're not doing either. So 3D Clan, I'm wondering if that tri lane is not going to be the death of them. I mean, yes, you can lose the tri lane and still win the game, but it is a big deficit that you're gonna be encountering, and that's gonna be in the name of Sharfik, that he has to do that he can try to get that nice nightmare. And that's still alive, one more hit away from dying, will be going down though. KSI trying to help, but wasn't there in time, or at least wasn't able to do enough. There goes the Dream Call. Sharfik in trouble, gonna go down, one more hit, and there he goes. Now Solo gonna be running away for his life there, as he is gonna be going down as well. Buyback coming from Tiny, who goes back towards the top lane. Can he get something done there? He doesn't have any haste rune or something like that. He's just running for his life, wanting to try and help out Serapha, but I don't think Serapha is going to be able to get any help because he goes down, and now it's going to be Sharfik going back towards the middle lane. Buyback being wasted, unless he can still get something with that Hello Dread. But that's all she wrote for 3D Clan, as they got 1 kill on that, but they lost 2 on the process. They lost Sharfik, and actually they lost 3. They lost Sharfik, Solo, as well as Serva, so very important kills going the way of virtus.pro. And the only upset for 3D Clan is that they still have got a good farm in Queen of Pain. And I say good farm because she is on par on last hit and with the Tiny. We do have the experience graph going in favor of virtus.pro, no real surprise. Gold graph slightly in favor of virtus.pro, not by as much as I was thinking though. We do have the net worth showing why. It is because the Tiny and the Queen of Pain are doing very nicely on the farm, while it is Tamer Wild that doesn't really have that much farm. As well as, well, basically it's only really Airman that's getting a lot there up on the side of virtus.pro. And of course the Courier going down in that encounter as well. She's down on the side. In the meantime, TP incoming on the top lane. We do have Tamer Wild trying to help out, killing up Nexus, but he has a blink, so he is gonna be fine. 1200 gold up on Queen of Pain, going for that Lincoln's by the looks of it. There's a great ability to stop that Fiend script that will happen. Something that we might also be expecting from Serva. I mean, a Lifestealer is a hero that normally you don't have to get a BKB on or something, so, you know, that's all fun. Because, you know, it basically saves you an item. But if you're up against a Bane, you do still have to get the defensive item, and it might not be a BKB, but it's still a Lincoln's, and you know, it's just annoying. Well, you don't have to get it, but it's nice if you do, because you know you're gonna be a target for that Fiend Script. I'm talking about Fiend Script. Bane is still level 4, so no Fiend Script just yet. Ooh, camera work. Impale. Can they do something here? Avalanche Toss is dead.
Strange transformation.
So that means that you can't really dodge that if you're stunned. Well, no real surprise, to be fair. Nice pickup by 3D Clan. I mean, a solid one. They need those kind of pickups. They're not winning the top lane, so they need to win middle, and they need to win bottom. And middle, seemingly, I'm not sure. Sharfake gonna go for that double, and S, one more hit away from dying, but doesn't do it. There goes Sharfake, vacuum back in, surge away from Santa. He almost got a double kill, but he might now be the one to go down. One more hit away from dying, and he turns around, he still has mana for that toss. There's a toss, but that's okay. And that's gonna be an S picking up the kill. Smiley face by NS. Bad-mannered? Or just friendly banter is what you might think. Well, I don't think we'll ever know, because we don't speak Russian and we don't know the the relationship between these two teams. And I mean, all of those players know each other fairly well, I would expect. Swapping around between teams, all of them. In the meantime, next is 1700 gold. He hasn't really shown himself yet, apart from in that chase that he got in the bottom lane for the Darkseer. But he is stuck on the bottom lane the whole time for the rest of the way.
Double damage.
Double damage being picked up by Nyx Assassin. He is still level 4 though, so no Vendetta just yet. And he can't really do anything with that either, apart from maybe get some last hits in the middle lane if Tamar Wild lets him. In the meantime, it is toss in. Lifestealer got tossed in on Airman. Cooldown coming down as Airman tries to stay alive. Rocket Barrage going up, but it's too late, and he goes down. Or does he? Or does he? 38 HP, getting chased out. There's a toss. Longest range in history of time, and Sharfake picking up the kill. In the meantime, Darkseer actually gets himself a kill up on the Queen of Pain. Darkseer will being used for that, and S helping out as well as Team My Wild. First time that Nexus goes down. KSI now on the run from Serva. Open wounds. Tombstone goes up. Here comes Sharfik from the side. KSI Soul Rip going through, but it doesn't save his life. Here comes the Fiend Script though. And Ness wants to go for Sharfik. It is Tame My Well that lands a silence and will be able to pick up the last hit up on the Tiny and wants to go for more. But Serva already on the way out. Already out of that place, and he is going to be just fine. Maybe gonna be finding comfort in the claws of Dread with his Impale just to make sure that nobody can chase him, but not needed. Because nobody is chasing him. 6 to 8 is the gold graph, the Spectre is almost 0, and experience graph barely any difference at all. No towers going down just yet. And I do expect that this is the type of game. Wait a second. Oh. This is the type of game that we can expect to continue. I mean, both teams don't really have that massive team fight potential. Like, you won't see them trying to go for 5-on-5 fights that much. We'll see both teams trying to go for pickups off on pickups. But, I mean, okay, Darkseer is a great team fight hero, but for now, not just yet. He needs more farm for that. But we're gonna see them trying to go for more pickups, and of course, virtus.pro is gonna profit a lot from overextensions if they can TP in and then go for Fiend Scripts and stuff. But both of the teams, they just have got this this ganking potential, this killing potential up on solo targets, and not really for team fights. So we're gonna see this kind of game, this type of aggression probably continuing for a while, as also Queen of Pain apparently next is happy farming still on the bottom lane. Not really wanting to change that. And of course Airman, same thing. Farming on the top lane, and he doesn't really want to change that either. Maybe we're gonna see a tower going down though.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Nope. Just a lot of damage being done, but no tower down just yet. Of course, that's something when Sharfik gets his Aghanims, if he goes for that, is going to be able to do very fast. And that means that 3D Max, 3D Clan, sorry, I would definitely put them in favor of pushing potential. Depending on if there's going to be Manta Styles and such, of course. As we have a smoke up for Sharfik and Dread. They don't have a Vendetta just yet, but they do want to go for a kill. They want to go for KSI, but he is teleporting away towards the bottom lane where the rest of his team is at. The rest of his team is going to try to go for the bottom tier 1 tower, and now the smoke target, they're going to be scouted out. Nyx is going to be visible there for the ward. So virtus.pro, they know that something's going to come in, but they're ready for it. They seem to be ready for it. There's like, we're okay with this. We know that you still have a top laning lifestealer, so we can take you indeed if you're if we're outnumbering you. And that's gonna be tower going the way of Gyrocopter. We do have a deny on the tower at the same time. It's virtus.pro that gets basically 2 towers at the same time, their own and their opponent. So a very good trade. I know, I'm not even gonna call it a trade. Very good play by virtus.pro. It wasn't really a trade because it's their own doing, right? I mean, yeah, they do lose their tower, but still, it's all okay. It's all okay. 1500 gold up on Sharvik, who hasn't really bought anything yet apart from his treads. So is he gonna go for a Blink Dagger, or is he gonna go for an Aghanims, or maybe even a Manta style, going for a bit more semi-carry potential? Open wounds. NS does have a Fiend's Grip, but he can't really do anything with it, or not until his team is there, which is it is now. Hello, Lifestealer. Fiend's Grip is there. Darkseer roll goes up. Lifestealer, you're done for. You're dead. Illuminate still flying through, but it's the cooldown that slows down the Coddle. He is going to be able to run though, because Sharvik comes in, lands a toss. Sharvik goes down instead, as well as Dread, and it's Coddle that's the only one left alive. Nexus now comes in, gonna try to go for Tame My Wild. Shadow Strike hits, and the Scream. Tame My Wild. Can he phase shift in time to get, or phase shift his damage away? Should be able to, as we do have a Nightmare up on Nexus. They're gonna go for it. Rocket Barrage and no Blink for you, and the only one that's alive is gonna be Solo on his Keeper of the Light. And that's gonna be 4 heroes dead for 0 in favor of virtus.pro. And they might not have that big team fight potential that I was talking about, but apparently 5-man Dota is their game. But also profiting from that overextension, from the ganking potential from 3D Max. They wanted to get an easy gank upon NS, but then TPs came in and everybody was there, and they got the team fight out of that. Picking everybody up as they came. And Dread's still not level 6. Let's take a quick look at those levels. He's the only one that's not level 6 yet. And that's hurting them quite a bit. I mean, that amount of burst might actually put Bane, for example, out of play. And Bane is a very important hero in these types of games. Oops. Net worth. It's gonna put Gyrocopter very much in favor. He's almost got his, well, he's 1300 gold away from his BKB, which is probably his item of choice. He's got the Maelstrom Hammer. Could go for the recipe after, if it's indeed the way that he wants to do that. Which we'll maybe soon see. No? No, in the meantime, top lane. Tower goes down. Fiend's Grip again up on the Lifestealer. Decay goes through and he goes down again. Kills. Sharvik tosses back in. Hits on 4 targets. Night Dream Call though hits on 2. It's gonna be Tame My Wild. It does go down. Sonic Wave misses everything. But NS, he still drops another Avalanche. Santa's still alive, but Sharvik the one to drop still as Dread on the way out. Queen of Pain still picking up the Darkseer on the side, blinking back in. Wants to go for KSI, wants to go for an ultra kill. Can he get it? One more hit. Ultra kill for Nexus. Triple kill. I thought he had a triple kill.
Radiant's middle tower.
Well, triple kill then only. Sorry, Nexus. But that's gonna be him coming to the battle, and he now has his Lincoln's complete actually. Though to be honest, I mean, he's probably want to give it to Lifestealer right now because he's been the target constantly of those Fiend Scripts. I mean, virtus.pro, they just lost 3 heroes. Yes, not a good fight, but they did pick up the Lifestealer again. They picked up the Tiny again, so it's not bad either. It could have been worse, even. Yeah. Actually, it was 4 heroes down on virtus.pro because Bane died as well. The only one not dying was Airman, and he wasn't there. I believe. Was he? I don't think so. Pause going off because Airman needs a pause. And then we pause. We have a gold graph going the way of 3k in favor of virtus.pro. Experience graph, well, I would say around 3k as well, also in favor of virtus.pro. But that drop back is of course a fight that just happened. Oh, wait a second. Cat is stretching and almost falling off my lap. That's not good. There we go. So a personal heater, you know, I have to make sure that he lays there because otherwise I'm gonna get cold. That's not good. 1 minute needed. Well, that gives me the perfect opportunity to just show you. Oh, actually I don't have it activated. Damn it! I was gonna show you the scores, but now that I can't, you can actually see it for yourself if you go to StarLadder.tv. You click on the Dota one, Dota part. There's different games you can join, but you want to join Dota. And then you can go to this thing that says League. And if you say League, then you can actually, if you see League, you see the whole scores, amount of game plays played, amount of points each team has, amount of wins, amount of losses. And of course, in total, everybody ends up with 15 matches played. And everything is best out of 1. The top 4 go to Kiev Cyber Arena for the LAN finals. With a, 4 teams, double elimination bracket, best out of 3 for everything. And of course, I mean, I talk about the top 4 all the time, but it's also important that you don't end up in the bottom 4. Like, the bottom 2 get dropped to the Pro Series regardless, out of the Star Series into the Pro Series. And the 2 above that, so the number 3 and 4 of the bottom part of the list, I would say, they have to play regulation matches against 3 and 4 of the Pro Series, so they're still having to fight for their spot. So points are important. Though both of these teams, that I don't think they're gonna be having that much issue in getting points. 3D Clan has been showing some great performances this season alone in the matches that they have played so far. And virtus.pro, I mean, they're virtus.pro. They have their reputation, and I do think that's still counting for something. Pause still continues, just checking if there is any word from the admins, but that is not the case. That is not the case at all, so no can do. And we have a go again. Well, that's perfect timing, isn't it? But the cat did leave my lap, so I don't have any heating. Oh, I should have drunk water. I'm gonna let you look at numbers while I drink water. There we go. Goes again. Game goes again. But yeah, this game, I mean, this is not the conventional, like, we don't have anti-mage Phantom Lancer. virtus.pro made sure of that one. We don't have the teamfight heroes. We don't have any conventional kind of lineup as in strategy that you would say. This is just about outplaying your opponents, about reacting to what's happening on the map more than it would be in other situations, I would say. And just by making sure that you're not going to get caught out, and if you do, there's your team backing you up very shortly so that you can actually get yourself that team fight in your favor. And if you, I mean, there is like I said, there's no real team fight disable, but there's still a cooldown and a vacuum and a Darkseer wall on the side of virtus.pro, and don't forget vacuum into decay is pretty strong as well. And virtus.pro, they're definitely looking to make use of that. Oh, there's a nightmare. It's gonna be a Nexus Fiend script coming as well, and that's gonna be the death of him. It's gonna be the Brain Scepter was used to pop the Lincolns. Lincoln's not saving him, and he now knows it. Was it a Brain Sap even? I think it was. Blink Dagger now up on the puck. And I mean, teamfight potential for 3D Clan is definitely not nothing either. I mean, you have the Avalanche and the Toss and Illuminate and the Impale and the Sonic Wave and the Aim Fast. I mean, it's there. They have got their AoE thingies, but they
Radiant structures are fortified.
yeah, they have to think a bit more about how to use it, I would say. It's not your black hole or your reverse polarity, etc. It looks like we're gonna see a tier 2 traded for a lot of damage on other tier 2s. Well, the tier 2 bottom still goes down. Mechanism now up on Santa. As KSI is building towards the pipe by the looks of it, but might be just having a casual cloak because he can. Everybody TPing, by the way. It's gonna be top, but that's a fake tiny. But the tower's still taking a lot of damage from that. But Airman, he's still going for his BKB most likely. Almost has it complete. And there's KSI again. Let's see if we can find any new items. We have got a BKB being built by NS as well. I mean, he wants to be able to just continue casting his Fiend script, not being interrupted. And we saw the Blink Dagger on the puck already. Let's take a look at what 3D Clan is building. We still have the armor being built on Serva. That's gonna be his item of choice, and it's not gonna come that far. I mean, he died 4 times already. That Fiend script has been finding him every single time. And he has not been able to farm all that much at all, so he is having a bit of a tough time. Sharvik, his Blink Dagger is complete, so we did see that earlier already. I do believe we have
Radiant's
Dread
middle tower is under
not having
attack.
that much either, so being a supporting hero. Mechanism up on solo as he pushes the lane out once more, looking to go for that tower. And of course we already saw the Linkosphere up on Nexus, so let's see if 3D Clan can get that last tier 1 tower in the game. virtus.pro though, they're coming in to defend.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Blink in, Dream Coil, Impale hits though, Tame My Wild, it's gonna go down, Illuminate to make sure of that, here comes the cooldown, and a Fiend's Grip again, vacuum into the Darkseer, well Fiend's Grip already stopped, but there is still the Bane with the Brain Sap, and the Lifestealer goes down, buyback from Solo, wants to be here fast again, it's actually TP to the tier 1 mid, gonna come in from the backside, and now it is actually 3D, they want to go in, and they actually pick up the buck. Home missile hits on Sharvik. Rocket Barrage going off again. Sharvik doesn't have any spells. Vacuum back in. Red out of mana. Will be going down here. Undying picking up the kill. Now Tiny goes down as well. Buys back. Can TP back. But everybody's TPing to the tier 1 middle. Because a tier 2 bottom is down. And that just hurt them more than they would have. They like. But oh, actually, they still want to go in. Sharvik. He is gonna come in. They do know that. virtus.pro is still in there. There's an avalanche and a toss. Illuminate flying through as well, and it's already Bane on the sidelines. Can they get more? Nexus in some trouble, getting stunned up. The Flak Cannon is doing insane amount of damage, and Solo, who just about back, goes down once again. Another toss, almost kills off Santa, but he is still alive for now. Gets another surge up on his teammate. Now open wounds. Serva gonna be chasing him down. Santa still alive for now. Can he keep up? Nice block from KSI, saving his teammate. There's a mechanism and a surge, but the toss is there, and that's a kill. Nexus is still alive as well. Gets an earned charge again, and will probably be blinking out. That's what he does, as it is Undying that takes the fall, and it is Nexus that is gonna stay alive. Indeed, he does. And that's gonna be virtus.pro. Well, no. Well, they got owned. They got owned. The buyback's actually working out for 3D. But buybacks they used three buybacks for that one. 2 buybacks. 1 buyback on the puck. And in the end it is 3D Clan that comes out ahead. I mean, to be fair, if they would have lost that fight, they would have lost more than just that fight, I would believe. Either Roshan would go down or tier 1 tower mid. Hey. Oh, I just said it was the last tier 1 on the bottom lane, but a last tier 1 on virtus.pro, I guess I meant, because there's still tier 1 tower here. Oopsie. I can count, it's all good, it's all good. Let's see what Serva's building. He probably is still building towards his armlet. Yeah, there he goes. The courier, by the way, died in that engagement. No real surprise in that mess. But that was the items from the lifestealer, so that's gonna delay his armlet even more. And I say even more because it's already fairly late armlet. In the meantime, silence up on Dread. Homing missile gonna hit as well. He should stop running. I do think it's only a level 1 homing missile. Let's see. It's yeah, it's level 1. He won't die from that. Especially not if he puts up his Spike Carapace. Fiend's Grip, perfect. Blink in from Tame My Wild, and Airman coming in, not even needed. Oh, actually, he just steals the last hit. That's also fine. Oh, Dream Coil. They want to continue going for this. Ah, there's the rage, making sure that that Dream Coil didn't do anything. But they are want to go for the tier 1 tower. They should be able to. Roshan is gonna be instead. So Airman finished up his BKB, picked himself up, a Helmet of Dominator as well. I mean, that last teamfight cost him, so we don't really see that many new items. Apart from the ones on Airman. Illuminate gonna be annoying. But then again, they've got that ward, so they did see that happening. Little do they know that they're just up the high ground. 3D though, they want to stick around. They want to try to get Roshan maybe themselves. And it is daytime, so everybody sees each other pretty solidly if they just come in range. Regen Rune, just because he wants to deny it to his opponents. There's a ward and a sentry. Confirming that they're safe. They don't see this one. It's out of range. That one. But they're still not going for Roshan. kind of expecting it, but nope, tier 1 tower it is. In the meantime though, this time that virtus.pro is just roaming around a bit. It is Nexus still farming as well, Serva. So they are getting a bit of the better of that one. 2,500 gold up on the Queen of Pain. As it's gonna be action in the middle lane. Impale gonna hit up on Airman. There's the Fiend's Grip though. It's gonna be Serapha vacuum back into that Dark Seer wall and the cooldown and Sharping. He is gonna drop. And it's gonna be Serapha that's on the run for his life. Will go down as well. Double kill going the way of Airman. Now there is a dream. It sounded like a Dream Coil. Oh, he picked up Dread. There we go. Tame Manuel trying to run away from Nexus. Will be able to do so, but will he still die from that? He might actually TP's out just to be safe. Better safe than sorry. Tier 1 tower of course goes down. And that's gonna be a fight taken in favor of virtus.pro and the tower on top of that one, and maybe on top of that also the Roshan could be taken for virtus.pro. And that is indeed the case, and they can do that with just the 4 of them. Puck also coming in though, is gonna take some of the experience, or at least make sure that 3D clan, even though they probably know what's going on. They still see someone, but then again, he comes in anyway. Illuminate's gonna just be annoying, but you can't really stop them. Nice on switch with Tame well. And Airman, as if he wasn't hard enough to kill already. Picks up the Aegis, also has got that, the Demon's Edge. And I hate to say this, but I think that's gonna be a preparation for a Rapier, and personally, I mean, I used to be like, oh, Rapier, exciting stuff that's gonna be giving extra dynamic to the game, but Rapier on the Gyrocopter is actually a bit of a, you know, anti-mage done farming kind of way. Because his flat cannon is just gonna clean house like every single time he attacks someone, doesn't matter who. But it is, I mean, it is there. I do find that for a reason, because it's very strong, and virtus.pro or 3D clan is probably not going to be able to do that much against it. Blink Dagger are also up on Santa, so that's going to be more initiation going the way of virtus.pro. As we now have Sharfik going towards an Aghanim. It's pretty slow though, I have to say. I mean, his starting of the game was pretty decent. But along the way, he kind of started slacking, and he died, of course, a couple of times as well. He actually died 8 times in total. As we see here, he is actually the one that died most of all. Quite surprising, because I was actually thinking that the Lifestealer would come close to that, since that Fiend's Grip every single time has been the target for him. But this is the list that people normally want to see for that. We do indeed see Serva be having a bit of a tough time with this Lifestealer. No surprise though. I mean, this is exactly the reason why Bane is picked up against that Lifestealer. Illuminate flying through, Airman thinking about going in.
His bottom tower is under attack.
Tombstone goes up as well. Sorry for the cat sounds. Oh, blink in, and a silence misses though. Rage is there, but the Fiend's Grip is there as well. Nice blinking from the, or a nice cancel from the Fiend's Grip though. BKB on for Airman, wants to try to kill off stuff, or he gets himself a Keeper of the Light. Last it goes to the Puck. And now with the tier 2 tower down and all the ultis down, it's actually virtus.pro that probably not getting the result that they wanted, and have to actually back out, because they can't really go in with that advantage that they normally have. I mean, yes, they don't have to deal with that Keeper of the Light, but they don't really have their BKBs anymore, and they don't really have their Fiend's Grip anymore, and their cooldown, so they get baited out. They, yeah, I would say good job by 3D clan. Sounds that's what I was doing. So I just pressed on the keyboard by accident. There we go, that's the one I want. The net worth. That's where I said MKB. Thank you, Airman. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. It's gonna be an MKB for him. I mean, it's also a great item to have. You can of course stand on the low ground, still hit towers and no missed chances, etc, etc. So it's a great item to have. With also an MKB being built up by the Queen of Pain, Lincoln's being popped there. And that's gonna be almost the Aghanim's completed. Just 2k gold more. Is that 2k? Yes, it is. Gem of Crusade now up on an S. And it looks like this is gonna be the target for virtus.pro. And I mean, yeah, they're coming in with 3. Of course, Tame Wild can be very fast. He is a puck. He can move around the map very quickly. What 3D Clan's gonna do is they're gonna try to take a tier 1 tower, and well, they didn't cause that much trouble.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Still a trade though. Airman picking up the gold. Doesn't want to stick around. They're actually gonna try to go for this if he can. They know that Dread is around there somewhere. They have a gem on the Bane, but they're not gonna be able to find him. Dread knew that he was in trouble, so he backs off. Surge forward. Can they still get him? I don't think so. Nope. Gonna just push back the lane, clean out the ancients. Or the little ancient, I should say. Or maybe then try to go for something here. Again, this time with the BKB still on, this time with the Fiend's Grip still there. And they're probably gonna force out some TPs as well, as the Serva is still farming on the bottom lane. We also still have Dread around there as well. $2,500 gold up on the Gyrocopter. I mean, the Aegis, it's almost disappearing. He only has 1 minute left, so he has to be. They have to be fast if they want to try to force something out. But they have to push down the tier 1 now again, or at least sorry, they have to push down the lane again. Wow, I'm starting to make no sense, aren't I? Sec, let me drink some water. Make myself get more sense. Wow, see? There we go. In the meantime, both teams are still happily farming. Well, I have to say, I think virtus.pro is happily farming. But I wouldn't say 3D Clan is happily farming. Two things. I think they're happy that they can still farm, but they are not really finding that much freedom to farm. So that's the Lincolns and the Fiend's Grip and the Blinking from Santa. Impaled to stop the Fiend's Grip though. Nice one from Dread, and he smokes, but it misses, and there comes a vacuum in. They realize where he is. The Gemstaff, True Set is there, and he's gonna try to TP himself out. Can they stop him? No, they cannot, and he is out safe.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Nice job. That's gonna be no kill for virtus.pro, and that is again the Fiend's Grip on cooldown. $13 on a gold, but this is what I meant. I mean, they don't find the freedom to farm. They can't really do anything apart from now sitting in their base. Just because he could with a double Devilish Rune. And it's, I mean, these virtus.pro, they have got the Fiend's Grip soon again, 40 seconds, but they need to just not do anything for 40 seconds, I guess. Still, the pipe being built by KSI is not having that, he's not building it that fast. We've seen him building that ages ago, I feel like. I mean, this game is a bit at a break, it feels like, at an impasse. The team's happy with the way it is. Of virtus.pro, they try, but 3D Clan being good enough to, you know, avoid fights, because they can't fight right now, and they know that too. But it's, yeah, it's making for a very stale game for now. We have a heart being built up by the Gyrocopter. Maybe at some point he's still, or heart, am I saying? Satanic is gonna be, of course, the one to have. But of course it's still gonna be, maybe, a Rapier still at some point. Sharfik, where are you going? Where are you going? Hello, Fiend's Grip. Bye, Sharfik. And this time there's no impale to stop that. Sharfik, he should not have been there. He was overextending, thought he could farm in the enemy jungle, but, you know, running past the ward, and they knew exactly where he was, able to catch him out, and that's gonna be him down. I mean, it does create some extra freedom for the rest of 3D Clan. They know where he is, they know where they are, so they know that where they can and cannot farm. And they can force out bottom and top lane, bottom and middle lane in the meantime.
Haste.
Rage is just to find ancients. Yeah, I'm kind of finding what these teams are planning. Like, okay, 3D Clan, they don't really have the game right now. But I think like what they would be still needing to do in order to still get this game is doing what they do now, so this is good for them. Just continue to farm and then hope that virtus.pro is gonna make a mistake. We know that virtus.pro are sticking together, so sticking together is already almost not making a mistake, because if they would make a mistake, it would be like catching out a hero, or letting a hero get caught out, or initiating not at the same time, you know, that kind of stuff. But we know that they're sticking together pretty nicely, and they're looking for the openings, find some openings. But other than that, just continue to farm, and they might now be waiting for another Roshan again. It's gonna be 1 minute. I don't think that 3D clan is gonna be able to contest that. But they are gonna know what's gonna be happening, so perhaps they're still gonna go in. With an avalanche and a toss. Queen's grip is up again. 1600 gold up on the Bane. Airman, indeed, Satanic complete. And Roshan up in a couple of seconds. In the meantime, Tiny TPing out there. Or was it Tiny? No, it was not Tiny. What am I saying? Tamer Wild. Roshan back up. Sentry ward and observer ward. Catch out that observer ward, probably. But the next fight is going to be either for Roshan or it's going to be virtus.pro with the Aegis pushing into the base of 3D clan. Let's see which one it's going to be. Or maybe they still want to farm until he has indeed got a Divine Rapier. There's nothing 3D clan is gonna do. They know exactly what's going on, but they can't do anything. 3500 gold upon a lifestealer. Serva still 066. And a bit of a sad game for a lifestealer, but then again, I say it again, Bane counter that, and every single time they've been finding him. And Scythe of Vice now also up on Tamar Wild as the Aegis goes to Airman, of course. So that's more control for virtus.pro. Of course, they still have to deal with the linkers of the Queen of Pain, but they have been able to do so perfectly fine in the past. As Queen of Pain herself is like 42k, 4200 gold. Well, 42k, obviously. 4300 gold, so it's doing pretty nicely for herself as a tier 2 tower went down. So it's a tier 2 tower down on the other side of virtus.pro. They only have 2 left. But the gold graph is in their favor, 7,500. Experience graph, 5k in their favor. But it feels like it's more. It feels like it's more because of the team fight potential that virtus.pro have shown. Because they are the ones that orchestrate where, when, what is happening. It's gonna be the top lane that they're gonna go to. Hey, my mouse. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Curious to see what Nexus is gonna buy next. Is it gonna be a BKB still? Or does she just wanna have something more damaging? Maybe even a Desolator or something like that. Aghanim's could be a choice. But then again, Aghanim's would be a choice if you know that you're gonna fight very often. And these teams are not really fighting very often, are they? Smoke up. But the only one that's not in the base is going to be Nexus on the bottom lane. And they might have seen them smoking up. Now at least see the pipe goes up. They just want to do this. They just want to force this out. Fortification goes off. They can just still stand in. Boots of travel up on the Gyrocopter now as well. Illuminate to fly through. Here comes Tamar Wild from the side. Open wounds now just to harass, or do they want to go in? Surge up, toss back in with you, Airman! Pops his BKB, but his Aegis will be going down very soon. Or will it? Or will it? Yes it will. That was the Satanic keeping him alive for a very short period of time. In the meantime though, Tiny still went down. Now it's Airman back up alive. Let's see what he can do without a BKB. He's getting chased down. Sharpik, who of course bought back, is going to be running back towards his base. In the meantime, tier 3 tower still on 500 HP. And TP in on the on the team around. They cannot escape. Airman trouble as well for him. Rocket Rush going up. Creeps there to help out, but Airman, he will be the one to drop. Sharpik doing the works. Toss back in for Dread. It's gonna be Lifesteal that still goes down by the Darkseer. Silence goes off. Darkseer Santa, trouble. TP's himself out on 60 HP. And there's gonna be a trade. Well, I say a trade, but that will still a buyback from the Tiny. So that's gonna be 2 for 1 with and a buyback for Sharfik. But more importantly, the barracks still stand, the tower still stands, and a 3D clan, they successfully defend their base. And that's gonna be Nexus with an Aegis, Aghanims, that is. Wow, Nexus. I mean Sharfik with Aghanims, and it's gonna be Nexus with a Mantis now. So that's that. And Virtus.pro, they want to do this again. Like normally, when a team goes like this, when they're actually gonna go into the base and they didn't get what they wanted, like the barracks for example, they will be hesitant to try it again. Normally, as we've seen different games before, but you know, you might want to try once or twice with that Aegis there. But after that, you want to wait until your opponents start doing stuff so you can profit from their mistakes rather than you are the one to go in onto your opponent's base and you are the one to make mistakes that your opponent can profit from. So I'm curious to see if Virtus.pro still wants to do the same or just wants to try and bait out something, as they now have to deal with a Tiny and a Tree and 3D clan. They're definitely not out of this game yet. Now Desolator up on the Lifestealer. We do have the gold graph going slightly back inside to 3D again, with the experience graph still around 5k, but that doesn't really make that much of a difference. The biggest difference is that we see is that Queen of Pain is level 22. Like the levels are more evenly spread on Virtus.pro. Queen of Pain is highest level in the game. Level 22 is quite high, but that's because she was alone for a long time of the game on the bottom lane. But her supports are also the lowest there, because they were of course on that aggressive tri-lane that didn't work out. So that's the main difference there. They're just more evenly spread the levels on the Virtus.pro, and they're gonna try again. Pipe is already up. They do have a BKB up again, but they don't have an Aegis. They still want to go for that tower. There's no fortification this time, and the tower will be dropping. And there comes Sharvik. Avalanche toss still comes in, but it doesn't matter. Fiend's grip from the side. Lifestealer gonna be in position, but Bane's taking a lot of damage just standing there. Now Preception gonna try to get himself out of that place again, as Darkseer already dead. Airman dead, Tamer well dead. KSI on the way out and will be dead, as well as now it's NS. Last one alive, and he runs for his life as Seraph got himself a triple kill. Nexus might still gonna be able to pick up NS. Nope. Oh yeah, yes he did. Gem on the true set on the floor, nobody cares apparently, but that's a team wipe on the side of 3D Clan. As in 3D Clan got themselves a team wipe on Virtus.pro. And that is gonna be their excuse to try to go for tier 2 and maybe even more. Are there actually buybacks on the side of Virtus.pro? No, there's not, apart from an Airman, but Airman just by himself might not be able to do that much, and that is why I just said that, you know, if it doesn't work out for you, maybe you don't want to do that again. Maybe you want to actually, you know, hold back and try again after your opponent makes a mistake.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And they're gonna lose most of the Rex here, there's no doubt about that, if they're not gonna buy back.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And they can't buy back now again, because now it would be too late. 10 seconds, as in... Oh, they're gonna lose way more. 3D Clan. Are they really gonna do this? Here comes Undying. Fortification is already used, but they just want to go for the barracks. There goes Darkseer Wolf. Santa with the BKB up as well. They were able to clean out. It is Lifesteal that still goes down. The barracks very low on life, but is already regenerating back to health. It's Dread that's being turned into a pick that will drop. 2 kills. Nexus, he just want to get that barracks. He will be able to get it as well. There's double melee Rex down on the side of Virtus.pro. Fiend's grip. Nexus. I mean, it's worth giving his life for, to be fair. That's, I mean, it's worth it.
Hurt at all.
But now Virtus.pro, they have to get something now. They have to get something on the back of this fight. But if you look at the buyback list, almost everybody of 3D Clan has buyback. I have to know, sorry, everybody has buyback, apart from the Tiny, but that's not because he doesn't have gold, because he has cooldown, and that's gonna be off again, like right now. So everybody has buyback. Queen of Pain already buys back. Are they gonna be more, or is Virtus.pro gonna back off with this? Virtus.pro not backing off just yet. There's already people standing at a ready to try and defend this, and 3D Clan, they can't do this, and Virtus.pro is aware of that. They don't want to go without having a Aegis again, I would imagine.
Dire's bottom
And that was, I mean, I was not expecting that. It felt so much like Virtus.pro had them in the bag. But 3D Clan, I mean, one fight was all it took, and they got double racks, and happily ever after, perhaps. Want to get those points. Ghost Scepter up on Dread as Nick's assassin. Let's see if we can find some more items there. As we do, of course, have 3,200 gold up on Sharfik. Didn't buy anything just yet. Ghost Scepter also up with the Keeper of the Light. Thing that you can do against Airman's Flak Cannon, of course. With the Force Staff and the mechanism already there. 2,900 gold up on Serva. Smoke up, by the way, in the meantime on virtus.pro. So let's see where they're gonna go with that. Queen of Pain. Hello, Mask of Madness. Alright, they're not gonna smoke up. Look like it. They were all sticking together. 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes before Roshan's back up. Mask of Madness on the Queen of Pain. Something that we don't see every day. And the gold graph back to 0. Experience graph spiking up and down. But this both gold and experience graph, that they don't say anything apart from that this game is even, but we already knew that after the last fight. And there's the smoke up. virtus.pro coming in from the side. Gonna find Nexus. And Blink and Manta able to get himself away. Home missile up on Solo. Impale coming from the side. BKB up on Airman. Cooldown coming down as well. And it's gonna be Dread that's already dead. He buys back though. Tiny dies. Buys back as well. 2 dead, 2 buybacks. virtus.pro should probably back off after having this success, because they also picked up the Lifestealer on the side. This is a success for them. But will they get a Roshan from this? I don't think so. Not with 3D Clan, just full on buying back and full on letting them know we're gonna go for this as well as you. So you're better be ready to taking us twice in a row. And of course that's not gonna be ideal, because all the buyback, all the BKBs are on cooldown, all the ultis are on cooldown, and you don't really want to go in with that. And that actually might give 3D Clan the edge here to take down Roshan. Yeah, that's gonna be Roshan. virtus.pro, what are you gonna do against this? They know that this is happening. They saw themselves being counterboarded. But Roshan, he's gonna drop without any repercussions, or is he? Pale, a bit awkward. Roshan still goes down. Nexus picking up the Aegis. Blink in, Avalanche, toss. Blinding Light going through as well. Now BKB activated on Airman once again. Rocket Barrage on. Sharvik already on the run for his life. Getting forced up forward into safety. Illuminate flying through, helping out. Flak Cannon doing some damage. Homing Missile up on Dread. In the meantime, on the sidelines, it's Puck that picks up the Lifestealer. And Nexus still alive. No Aegis gone just yet. But Lifestealer, he just bought back already. So that's gonna be him on the sidelines for 1 minute. And virtus.pro, they might try to do something with that, even though everything is on cooldown again. Apart from Fiend's Grip, apparently. Well, what can they do? Can they get a tier? Can they get a Rax? That's more important. The range Rex, by the way, went down, of course, while fighting the previous fight in the forest. If you're out of your base for too long, if you're virtus.pro right now, your lanes, your bottom and top, your top and middle lane, I should say, will get pushed, and you know your Rax will go down at some point. Your tier 4s will go down. So it is something that is pretty dangerous to deal with. We do have a pipe up. They're gonna go for these Rax as well. Want to make it even. Fortification goes off. Where are the heroes of 3D Clan? Blinding Light going through, helping out with some misses, but it's only for a very short period of time. Might just be enough for them to stop that though. Toss in, and that is Dread, and an Impale, Airman, Trouble, Sonic Wave, no BKB in time, or is it? Satanic helps him keep back alive. Dread's still alive for now, gonna get himself out. Nexus, his Aegis drops Serva on the run. Nexus will be back again shortly. Is there a Fiend's Grip still? No, there is not. But it's still gonna be Rax. It is still gonna be Rax. The rest of his team are gonna chase down Lifestealer. It is gonna be Serva that's gonna be taking a diver, or is he? He's gonna be staying alive for now. Actually, Nexus coming in as well, getting a silence, can't chase down Santa. But in the meantime, virtus.pro, they take an entire lane of Rax. They take the entire middle lane, making it even again on this lane. Are they gonna go for more, or are they gonna back off is the question. They have 3 heroes on the sidelines, and they cannot buy back, because if they could, they would have already done that. And with only Nexus and Serva there, what can they do? There's no Fiend's Grip, however. There is a cooldown. There is now also a Crystalist up on Airman, and that is gonna be another set of Rax going down, unless they're actually gonna do something, but it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. They are. KSI burning down. Cooldown coming down as Airman trying to do what he can. Rocket Rush going off. KSI buys back as Nexus dies, this time for real. But he also buys back because he can. Another melee Rex dropped, and this is not just making it even. This is taking the advantage of getting also the range Rex. Nexus is gonna try to chase down Airman. If they lose this fight, it could mean Rex on the other side. BKB activated. Dread is the life-saving boat for the Lifestealer. Impale gonna miss because the BKB is on. Ice Shell up on Airman just so he can try to TP out. He cannot though. Yes, he can actually. Blinding Light not cancelling that one. And everybody gets away from virtus.pro. Apart from Airman, he actually still died. And he buys back. He died in the base, he must have. I really thought he stayed alive. Awkward. But he bought back, he needs to as well. They need to survive this. I mean, this is definitely not over just yet. Gold graph dropping back again inside of virtus.pro. Experience graph, wow, shows it a bit more clearly. Woohoo! But that's the question kill off Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain gives so much experience. She is so high level. As she is level 25. So by the way, experience graph also the reason why it's going that much in virtus.pro. In the end it will go back to 0 though. But it was Queen of Pain that got most of that experience, so when she stopped getting experience, virtus.pro got themselves ahead a bit more. But this game, very even. Very even still. Anything can still happen. It is one team fight away, I would say, depending on where the team fight's at and depending on how the buybacks are going. No buybacks at the moment. But it is one fight away from being the end of the game, but who the fight is going to go to, I don't know. It's going to depend on who's going to initiate and how the initiation is going to be. And in the meantime, Airman, he bought back and then finished up his deadlist. And then some. Has 2200 gold. Can actually still replace his drums. I've got Tiny picking up his Hyperstone, probably gonna go for an Assault Caress. Because he dies pretty fast against Airman, I have to say. Serva, 2k gold in his inventory. Let's see what the courier has. Another Gem of True Sight. A new one. They want to defend their lane, and virtus.pro is the one that goes in. virtus.pro is the one that want to do this. The last time that they did this in the middle lane, not the previous time, but the time after, they actually lost 2 sets of racks. Or one set of racks and melee racks. Mana Leak doesn't really do that much. Sheever's guard already up on the puck as well. Pipe goes up. Trouble. Lifestealer turned into a Piglet. 2 for out for Serva. Fiend's Grip going up as well. He's the only one that has buyback though, and will buy back very shortly. Sharpik doing what he can. Gets a toss off, but that's it, and then he dies. And he's the one that doesn't have buyback. Santa though, he goes down so fast. Dread on the side. Sonic Wave hits on 2. Lincoln's activated by Nexus. Is there more buyback from Dread? Soul Rip heals up the KSI, but he still goes down. Now Nexus gonna be running away from Airman. Airman goes for Serva. Has still got a Satanic, activates it. It is the Lifestealer that jumps himself inside a creep. Stays alive. Nexus gonna try to jump someone as the Gem of True Sight is on the floor, but nobody seems to care. 3 heroes down for virtus.pro, and I did say the last time they did that, it didn't end well, and they also got themselves a tower, but then they lost their 2 melee racks. Let's see if this time they're gonna be more lucky. They don't have buybacks. And it's just a Bane left together with Airman and 3D Clan. Even though their buybacks are depleted as well, apart from the one on solo. This might be an opportunity for them. Although the lanes are not pushed out, perhaps they don't. Now they don't seem to want to go for it. Okay, fair enough. As we have Queen of Pain also going for a deadlist, no real surprise. You need to keep up with your opponent, of course. You're getting more damage items. It's a carry Queen of Pain, because I mean Serva, he's not really been able to be that much of a carry. He died 11 times. By the way, BKBs is the Dyer's favorite item apparently. They got 3 of those, with the only one lacking is Puck and the Undying, with no BKBs on the Radiant team. That's of course also because, well, one has a built-in BKB and the other one has a Lincoln Sphere, and you don't really want to have both. And of course you still have the Fiend's Grip, even if you do have a BKB, as Nexus is, well, would be experiencing if he stuck around, but he didn't stick around and he goes away. This rest of 3D Clan is in the Dire jungle.
Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
Oh, that was not the one that I was looking for. I was looking for that one. There we go. Look at that. 13 deaths on the side of Sharpik. and 11 deaths on the life stealer. It does mean that the rest didn't die as much, as in Queen of Pain has only died 5 times. I say only, but 5 times is about the average that Virtus.pro has on their heroes. So it's Sharfik and Serva that just have died so many times that makes, I mean, they're 27 to 43. That's a big difference, and this is trouble for Virtus.pro, or at least it could be. Because on the top lane it is Sharfik who's actually gonna get recalled by his teammate, the solo keeper of life. Lifestealer jumping himself into something. Didn't see exactly what. There we go, into Tiny, into Sharfik. Fortification goes off. He can blink in and jump out if he wants to, if he finds the right opening. You just have to wait until the right opening. There's a jump in and the jump out. BKB activated as well as the Satanic and the Fiends creep up on Serva. Serva goes down. Sharfik already on there, out of there. Queen of Pain goes down as well, and that's going to be mega creeps going towards Virtus.pro. Illuminated will fly through, but it doesn't matter. 2 heroes dead on the side of 3D Clan, with one being bowed back and the other one not able to buy back right now. It's going to be Dread inside a Nightmare. Santa coming in with the vacuum. Gonna be stunned up by the Spike Therapist. Illuminate to fly through. Dread's gonna be staying alive though. KSI is not gonna be so lucky. Mask of Madness, Queen of Pain doing the works. But Dread and Sharfik now going down to Airman, and hello, Satanic. Back to full health again. Buyback from KSI as he died. Now only 2 heroes left alive. And Virtus.pro, they realize, you know what, we've got mega creeps. There's no rush. There's no rush. Why rush? Mantis style, by the way, upon Gyrocopter, so he replaced that with a with the drums, as in the drums were replaced by the Mantis style. Oops. Heaven's Halberd being picked up by Solo, very important to have, although I think it might be a bit too late. He's trying to shut down Airman. But those creeps hit almost just as hard as a hero. Solo hits 112 and these hit 100. And the range creep hit harder than Solo, just saying. And this is gonna be heroes in trouble, but yeah, Virtus.pro, like I said, they're in no rush to do this. They realize, like, still, even with mega creeps on their side, one wrong team fight, and it's all made for 3D Clan. They can just take out that barracks before creeps can do anything else, and they don't want to risk it, and I don't blame them, because it's still very close, and it's still those 3 points, and Virtus.pro, they could use those. I don't believe they have won all their games so far. 3D Clan, they already got themselves 6 points in the StarLadder series, season 5. And Virtus.pro, I believe they only have 3 points. Yeah, 3 points per win, so two wins versus 1 win. Roshan. If you are ahead, stay ahead. Yep, that's the Roshan. Can 3D take this? I mean, this is dangerous, because when 3D Clan leave their base, they ultimately let the creeps push in, and that's gonna be everybody here. This is gonna be do it or die. Which one is it gonna be? Nice Darkseer Wall and Dreamcoil as well. And it's gonna be Nexus going down, Solo going down, Sharfik going down, Serva going down, and also Dread going down. It's Virtus.pro that takes the win. GG gets cold as the mega creeps push in towards the base. A clean fight for Virtus.pro. Look at their health bars. Really nothing done to that one. GG, well played. Almost an hour-long game with, I have to say, a very long pause in between the action in the mid stage of the game, when both teams were just happy farming up, and Airman, or Virtus.pro, I would say, looking for that action, but only could find it later on when they gave 3D Clan a bit of hope again. And that hope actually ultimately lost it in the end for them. Being a bit too ballsy over there. Anyways, we're gonna have another game coming up right next for the StarLadder Star Series Season 5. It's gonna be TCM taking on DD. So stick around for that, don't go anywhere. My name is Sheever. If you want to support me, you can subscribe to my YouTube, which is youtube.com/SheeverGaming, or you can also follow me on Twitch and subscribe to me on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/SheeverGaming, or twitter.tv/SheeverGaming, or facebook.com/SheeverGaming. You can all follow, like, etc. there. So stick around for another game of Dota 2 for StarLadder Star Series Season 5, day number 5. Don't go anywhere, and we are gonna be right back.